Play weekly grand scratch-offs from the Texas
You know what's
Lottery for a
risky?
chance to
Heading
win.
a straight
So if the wall
or
costs
shaving your
$6
head
million
or
a bill,
U.S. Senate. I approve this.
This is KOOP, Hornsby, Austin, 91.7 FM. We are radio for people, not for profit.
There is a common thread of this radio station that brings us all together. But, you know, you're there and everyone's pitching in and kind of putting in the sweat equity. You do all this stuff for the greater good of the station and what it brings to Austin and beyond.
You get 136 different kinds of people a week talking about different things from their perspectives. It's taking the idea of the radio band for the people and making it a reality. So we try to include as many people as possible. We have decisions that are made by our members, by our listeners, by the people that care about the station instead of a CEO.
The community in general figures out what's the best programming we can have. And sometimes a rock and roll show at a certain time is the best you can have, and sometimes it's going to be a youth-focused radio program. Everybody getting together makes the best programming possible.
It's almost like a mini society where you have all these people, all these volunteers come together and decide on what they want to hear on the radio and what the people want to hear. It's really interesting when you see the process of people voting or going to any meeting and seeing what they can help out. People from all walks of life put a piece of their personality on air and give the people a piece of themselves.
We have people devoted to their political causes and social justice. What they do get most is a chance to be themselves. Every month we have an orientation which explains how to become a volunteer and how to get certified. We're the only station in Central Texas who does it for free. You can become a programmer.
Good evening, neighbors. Welcome once again to another edition of Darkest Before Dawn, heard only on your favorite community radio station, KOOP 91.7 FM.
We turn on the news and we hear the same story. You just hear it again and again and again. It tends to be one viewpoint or the other. When you come here, it's the viewpoint of youth, it's the viewpoint of elderly, it's the viewpoint of the disabled community, it's the viewpoint of, all walks of life, and they're invited to share that viewpoint here.
It's just so meaningful that Co-op, this small station, volunteer run, decides that, look, we need to house this because it's giving an underserved community a voice.
With Michaela Adams, a really great, interesting idea. Really intelligent young woman who brought us a clever idea. Let's take a look at that. Let's see if that'll work.
Well, I find it really fun to see that there are people from all over the world who tune in to hear a show on Co-op. And I've had people call in to my show, people from South Africa who are nurses listen to my show, and that was something that I will never forget because I made an impact on not just my community, but somebody else's community and a whole different part of the world.
I love that we've maintained our volunteer status, that we're not tied to any big entity. We are our own. We only answer to the audience. As a programmer, I get to choose whatever I feel is fit for the radio show that I do, and I love that the station allows that for any and all shows.
We don't have any sponsors to offend. So, and of course some of those opinions are not that of the board or the staff or anything like that. They're totally the opinions and the passions of the programmers.
If someone is out there who has something unique to say, Co-op is the place for you to do it. This is a place that is accessible to anybody in the community. This is a place where it doesn't cost money to be part of this club. It is a rich fabric of people from all over this community who are all interested in getting their viewpoint or their love of music out. If you're interested in something that is not mainstream, this is a place for you to go a little left of center and literally left on the dial so you can come in here and start sharing your passion with other people.
We are 90% funded by our community. The majority of our money comes directly from our members or donors or from our underwriters. This whole place was built by volunteers. These walls were put in by volunteers, this glass, these doors, the board, the wires that are behind the walls were all pulled by volunteers. And when I think about the sheer amount of work that both went into that and then goes into making our programming each and every day, the devotion that these people who already have families and lives and friends and jobs that they put into just making radio without even getting paid continually amazes me.
we need to be broader than that. I think we need to find solutions that work for our entire community.
We'll begin
which
again
means
tomorrow
looking
with
for a
another day
range
of
and a
great
spectrum that
programming
might
here at
appeal to
KOOP
working class
Austin,
and our middle and
91.7
low
FM.